tonight.
Welcome back to Fox Lovers to another video, and today we are hold up. And today we are playing a game called Symbiotic Love. It's guys don't know, like my favorite anime genres is Yuri. Yes, so that's what this game is about. So yeah. That's what we're playing together. So let's just start. So yeah. It's a demo. So it's not the full game. So, yeah. But there's like 2 hours of gameplay, I think. So. I witnessed her death. Oh yeah, it's also a Chinese game, so the audio is in Mandarin, so. At the place where we confessed. In between lovers and friends. The orange-hued light warmed a heart which ceased to beat. What? Mingling with the rustic scene so bright and clear, or rustic scent, that dramatic scene as clear as day, was painted in red like an actor's stage. My neck reenacted the pain. What the heck? I don't know. As blood pumped and choked my throat. Okay. The taste of blood. That looks really, so, did it originate from that glimmer on her hand? Fear mixed with the unknown was growing from my eyes. And my nerves became roots. Ooh. Sucking the nutrients from my body. My eyeballs split, my head cracks. The heck happened? I'm unable to resist. And can only stare. With my eyes dropped next to the pillow. At the unwavering flower that once was. Then. Finally. Everything came to an end. January 4th, 2006, Wednesday. Well, I wasn't born yet. There was once a film with such a quote. What's lost is lost. The only thing you can do is never forget. Okay? Yeah, so this is a Mandarin game, Chinese game. What melodramatic nonsense I used to think. If we ever forget what was precious, then aren't we denying it ever happened? However, no matter how no matter how impressed I am, I still watch the director's films. Just like no matter how reluctant I am to come to school, I still return. Return to a place where I lost someone precious to me and let those memories like needles puncture my body. I switched to Jisoo's desk after getting the teacher's permission. It's only when I'm sitting here do I feel like she's beside me. Jianyu would often joke that this seat is reserved for the protagonist in an anime. Now she's staring at me with red swollen eyes as if she's about to cry. So that other person from earlier was like... I walked past Qingwei. Yeah, these things are confusing. Who's sitting in the front row. She briefly glances at me before averting her eyes. The text is so slow. One game I want to try finishing is If My Heart Wings, but I just can't. Because the mobile version is no longer in the App Store. I just don't know why they take it out. Jianyu's lips quiver as I sit. She wants to say something but remains silent upon hearing the homeroom teacher's voice. The homeroom teacher doesn't explain what happened to Jisoo, only saying that she will no longer be attending. But Jianyu, Qingwei, and I all know she has passed on. So please don't discuss this anymore. It's time to prepare for exams. Okay, so please don't discuss this anymore. It's time to prepare for exams, okay? Nice. Zihua, do you really believe that Jisoo killed herself? I don't know how to answer her. Well, yes, I do. I don't. Then, shall we... What can we do? We can maybe do something. Okay. We can maybe do something. Okay. Her voice trails off until there's only silence. Really? You said maybe. I sit up straight as the homeroom teacher explains the math test. However, nothing enters my ears. I dare not to look at Jianyu, fearing that doing so would send me to tears. Nice. Zira. Enough. Just when she's about to continue, Qingwei, who's sitting in front of me, stops her with a groan. Nice. But Jianyu, that's enough. Really, it's enough. Nice. I mildly raise my head. My eyes keep blinking, resisting the tears that are about to spill from my eyes. Ha! I keep yawning, I don't know why. Now only the homeroom teacher's voice can be heard. I sneak a glance at Jianyu. Her head is lowered, both her hands pressed on her thighs, and her body is mildly shivering. Jianyu, I'm sorry. A sudden burst catches everyone's attention. Some are confused like me, while others are frowning like the homeroom teacher. But everybody remains silent as they wait for Jianyu to explain herself. Why aren't y'all even sad about it? Sadness doesn't need to be shown on our faces. Nobody has time to care about our feelings in the end. You just end up as nothing but trouble. If putting on a poker face is a sign of maturity, then I've obviously failed. Same for Qingwei. Even so for Jianyu, okay? Jianyu annoyingly glares at Qingwei as she returns to her seat after being made a standout the classroom for the rest of the class, but Qingwei only lowers her head to do her homework, okay? She sends her fist in the air and then throws another punch at me with a vicious glare. I smile bitterly and pretend not to notice, tilting my head out the window. I'm gonna break up with you. While this is a girls' school, the classroom is very noisy during breaks. Rather, it's precisely because this is a girls' school. Well, yeah, a girls' school, nice. But I still heard her. Guingwe's shoulders jerk a little, but she keeps doing her homework as if nothing happens. I'm not worried about her announcement. That sounded more like throwing a fit. All it takes to win her over is a comic book or dessert. Now though, okay, hold up. History. Now though she's in rage, it's better to wait before we calm her down, okay? The silence between us lasts for the whole break. This would have been unthinkable 4 days ago. Maybe it's because we're missing out. Maybe it's because we're missing one crucial puzzle piece. We used to be an intimate group of 4. How did it become like this? If Jisoo were still here, what would she think? Jisoo, if I had ever died, what would you do? Just as I snapped out of my reverie, the homeroom teacher returns to the classroom and continues to explain the math test. We have a double session of math on Wednesday morning. Janyu, who's usually a chatterbox, stays obediently quiet. There were a few times she wanted to speak to us, but she held back once she recalled her announcement. Qingwei is learning on her desk and has been working on her homework all day. Maybe she went to the bathroom while I bought lunch for her, but she hadn't touched her lunch at all. As for me, I seem to have returned to what I was like before I met them. School's over. Aren't you two leaving? Jianyu is the first to lose her patience. Reneging, whatever, on her announcement. Having spaced out for the whole day, I only now realize that we're the only ones left in the classroom. Qingwei finally looks at us. Her eyes are even redder than Jianyu's. I am not sure how many tears she has shed since Jisoo's death. I'm unable to shed a tear anymore. You two leave first. I want to finish this test paper. But didn't the homeroom teacher say we're not allowed to stay after school? It's alright, I'll be going by the time the teacher inspects the room. Janyu, letter B, let's head home. Okay. Janyu still wants to say something, but she obliges and picks up her bag. Nice. Thank you. You're welcome. Hello, cat. Qingwei musters a smile. I can't think of a reply, so I pat Jianyu's head. Or hands. Let's go. Okay. I feel something on the hem of my dress as I walk past Qingwei's desk. I turn around, finding Qingwei dripping onto my dress. She gives me a serious look. She probably wants to speak to me in private, but how do we shake off Jianyu? What's wrong? After taking a few steps, Jianyu realizes I'm not following her and turns around. I cover Qingwei's hand with my body so that she doesn't notice. Ah, right. The homeroom teacher forgot to give me a textbook. I have to grab it in the office. I'll come with you. It's okay. It might take a while. Oh. She's probably not convinced, but I'm not used to lying and couldn't think of anything else. You didn't just stand outside as punishment this morning. If she sees you, she's gonna have words with you again. Oh, then Qingwei's warning seemed effective. Jianyu looks uneasy and starts fiddling her fingers. How about you go home first? But be a good girl. I'll bring some pudding for you tomorrow. Nice. Alright, I'll go. See you tomorrow. Take care. Qingwei finally lets go of me after Jianyu leaves. I place my school bag on the chair in front of her desk, waiting for her to speak. Thank you, Zuha. You already thanked me just then. I'm not talking about lunch. How much? It's alright, it was my idea after all. Obviously, this isn't why she asked me to stay behind, but she suddenly goes quiet. You didn't just want to thank me, right? I want to ask you something. What is it? Is it hard to say? Zuha, are we friends? Of course. Haven't we always been friends? Ow! My chair just hurt me. Then answer me this. Oh no. Are you involved with Jisoo's death? Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand what you mean, Qingwei. Are you saying that I caused Jisoo's death? Yes. What? Okay. A heartbreak is when you finally pull yourself out only to discover your tears have run dry. Oh look, it's our room. Looks amazing. How many days has it been? It's been 4 days since Jisoo passed away. I'm not sure if it's past midnight yet, so it might already be the 5th day. It's like this every night. Whenever I'm alone and close my eyes, I can't help but cry, as if I wanted to get rid of every drop of water inside my body. The folly of humans is to have good memories if we can forget everything and live each day as a new beginning. How good would that be? I still remember the terrible expression on Qingwei's face when she interrogated me. How ironic to be seen as the culprit behind my dearest love's death. I cannot help but shake my head as I pulled my homework into a folder. However, August 31st, 2005, Wednesday. It's the last day of August. The lake lines are what? Along the garden path. They're beautiful flowers, but they have such an intimidating alias. I don't like the meaning it has in other countries because it's just too sad in China. They merely symbolize elegance and purity, just like her. She womb I'm meeting again after all these years. What? Blooming with icons. Okay. A few pieces of colored paper catch my eye. Was this here before? Curiously, I take out the colored paper, then tears begin to spill. This is... Jisoo's handwriting, an excerpt from her diary. Why do you have a piece of her diary? The heck's that? August 31st, 2005, Wednesday. 2005? Wasn't it just 2006? Okay. It's the last day of August. Licorice are dotted along the garden's path. Okay, they're beautiful flowers, but they have such an intimidating alias. I don't like the meaning it has on the other countries because it's just too sad. In China, they merely symbolize elegance and purity. Just like her, she will I'm meeting again after all these years. Autumn is the season for reunion. Inside a school, blooming with the licorice. Ooh, nice. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Whenever school starts, the newspaper headlines always read students jubilancy. Welcome the new semester. Okay. I'm not sure whether the reporter has just jubilancy welcomed their school years, but to the best of my knowledge, not many students feel that way. As a student, we'd probably only be jubilanity when the holidays come. I was a bit disgruntled that school would begin tomorrow, and I still had to go. I'm a student after all. This is my final year, anyways. It should get easier once I'm in college. Jisoo. I headed back to school today to collect my textbooks. Supposedly, it's still summer break. This is the girl with the knife in her neck. Gosh, why do I have to wear a school uniform just to collect my textbooks? It took me forever to get to school. I couldn't help but whine. While the city feels like spring throughout the year, it's summer now. My head was spinning from the heat as I walked to school. The uniform looks pretty though. Lingua Girls School. The high school I attend is the only all-girls high school in the city. Compared to the blue and white standard uniforms that other schools have, ours is pretty like those in the movies. But the cost of being pretty is that whenever you pass through the school gates, you must wear your school uniform. So the pretty clothes you bought can only be worn on the weekends. I guess you can't have it all. But those worries are reserved for the rich daughters, not for me. I'm a special student who was admitted due to my exam scores. My family lacked the money to buy new clothes. Milady and the I couldn't help but laugh bitterly when I recalled how others referred to us. How could they discriminate us like that? Speaking of lingua, one cannot fail to mention the garden that covers nearly half the campus. You can't help but wonder whether the school is nurturing the ladies like flowers, or they're cherishing the flowers like ladies. Okay. Lingua implicates means listening to the flowers every season. A specific flower is chosen as the season's study topic, which students need to research. This is what makes our school stand out from the others. The summer break study topic is the licorice that blooms in August. Before I went to collect my textbooks, I headed to the shade behind the greenhouse to look at the licorice that were currently blooming. As I reached the corner of the greenhouse, a light breeze swept in, bringing a faint aromatic scent, an aroma easily missed. That isn't what licorice are supposed to smell like. Could it be from the other flowers? As I turned the corner, still murmuring to myself, I saw the licorice princess. Oh, look. Her. A girl with long black hair seemed to have heard my voice. She took a fleeting glance at me before turning her head back. The butterfly didn't seem to sense my presence and continued to linger. The choking hot weather left no trace on her face, so delicate and smooth. As she glanced sideways, an invisible string extended out, tangled me, gripping me tightly. Something extraordinary was hitting my heart, which had ceased its beating, seizing on pain. So startling, I was thankful to be alive, okay? At that moment, I recalled another meaning of licorice. The devil's gentleness. Calling someone a devil the first time we met, is that what Lingua teaches its students? I'm confused. Why are you saying question marks? We already know who this character is. This person might not know, but like people who's playing the game already know who this is. So why put the question marks? This is the person at the beginning. The girl who's wearing the same uniform as me didn't hold back. She gave a chilling glare before returning to the licorice. The summer breeze lazily ruffled her hair that sprayed down like a waterfall soaking in black ink. She raised her hands and gently smoothed her disheveled hair by brushing it behind her ears, listening to the rebellious calls. If so, did she also hear my heart? Sensing I misspoken, I frantically explained. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. She didn't reply, but I know my apology reached her ears. Her face, beautiful without expression, was focused on the blooming licorice. She was like a queen, gazing upon her army colored in a sea of red, white, and yellow. Do you like licorice? To lighten up the mood, I prudently asked. Licorice, do you mean the Heyooooo? What the heck? Not really, it's just that they're blooming it so well I couldn't help but look closer. Seeing that I assumed incorrectly. I thought that she also liked licorice. It would have been easier to clear up the misunderstanding. But if that's the case... explain. The licorice we speak of is indeed also called higanbana. But it's just called higanbana in Japan. Among the licorice, higambana only refers to the red spiders. Oh, the red spider lily. Okay, and its white variation. That's so. Sounds complicated. She turns her head. She seems interested by my explanation. Could she be a new student? Otherwise, she wouldn't be so uniformed about this month's study topic. So jealous for a freshman. Her body is already so developed. I cried out as I stared at her well-endowed and long. Okay. What did you say? Her question implied she didn't hear my murmuring, so I immediately changed the topic. The flowers over there are the yellow variations of the licorice. They're commonly called golden spider lilies. So higambana only refers to the red and white flowers. Yeah, because the white flowers are a mutation of the red spider lilies. They're like two sides of the same coin. Okay. So the golden spider lilies is only a penny. I smiled and nodded. My head, she looked deep in. Okay, whatever. Indeed, it wasn't wrong to refer the golden spider lily with its yellowish tint as a penny. Both golden spider lilies are much bigger than the red and white ones. Accurately speaking, the higambana should be the penny. Her expression remained unchanged. But I heard there are blue variations. Are you talking about the blue spider lilies? Dude, it's like... I don't know the name. I've only seen photos. I noticed a blue ribbon next to her right ear as she slightly shook her head. She probably likes blue. Our teacher had warned us that the blue spider lilies don't really exist. I let out a giggle. Why are you laughing? Did I say something wrong? No. What a strange school. She raised her eyebrows and walked towards me, glaring intensely. Then she walked past me. Looked like I left a really bad impression on a freshman. But she didn't seem easy to get along with. No, wait, I'm to blame. My fault. I better apologize to her if I see her again. However, I never thought that opportunity would come so soon. September 1st, 2005, Thursday. I'm saving it. Yeah. Romeo's diary. That's where we are. So, we're gonna be, I just hit my foot on my desk. But today we are gonna be ending the video here, right now. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to find a way to play, If My Heart Had Wings again, just because I can't afford the game, because it's costs money, and it was free on mobile. I don't know why it's not there anymore. So yeah, I will see you all. I will see you guys in the next video. So yeah, peace out.